Dealer had an editorial this morning about funding for the Glenn NASA Center up in Cleveland, being cut. They're kind of criticized both the federal and obviously the state leaders about doing not that much to save it. What do you have in response to that?
Well, I haven't seen the editorial. I haven't seen that editorial. I'll get it later today and look at it. But I've had some problems with the way that NASA funding has gone recently myself. And Sherrod Brown's been working on this, of course, in Washington. But they're involved mainly with power production up there and research in that area in particular. And I think they'll do all right. I think I haven't seen the actual budget figures yet, but I had a meeting with President Obama about a month ago in which I gave him my views on NASA and what should be done. And I could give you about a 2-hour dissertation on my feelings on it. I think after we have spent about $100 billion on the shuttle, or on the International Space Station, and setting up that most unique laboratory ever put together, and then to just end the shuttle and end the space station, I think is just crazy. It just doesn't fit in with the research pattern. Now, this didn't start with Obama. It started way back when the first President Bush proposed on the 20th anniversary of the moon landing that we establish a base on the moon and go on to Mars. He didn't get much support. I don't think they had generated support ahead of time for that, so that sort of fell apart. George W. Bush then, in January of '04, just announced, he just changed direction for NASA, said we're going to the moon and going to Mars. We're going to set up a base on the moon. Now that's all fine except for one thing. He said, but NASA has to do it on its existing budget. Now how on earth you do that, I don't know. And so each NASA administrator has been sort of hit with the problem of how do you carry out the directive with no money. And so they have stripped money out of everything else. And that meant that they cut a lot of the research off the station. Bush also proposed that the shuttles end at the end of 2010 and that the International Space Station be terminated in 2015, which I thought was just ludicrous because we just finished building the thing. It's just now completely built and ready to be used. Obama has extended the station out now to 2020, but didn't see fit to put the money into the shuttles. And so what I disagree with, we're going to be, our people to get to our own space station now have to go and contract with the Russians to put them up at $55.8 million per astronaut to be put up there, and we change a crew of 6 twice a year. So you can figure that out yourself. Comes out to around $700 million that I'd rather see applied to keeping our own shuttles going until we can replace them with a new model to take our people into space. So for the next few years, we're not going to have any way of getting our own people into space. So that's a thumbnail sketch of what I talked to the president about. He understood the whole program, and he's up against a problem with money, of course, in the budget. But I'm still hoping it's something may work out. But come back to NASA Cleveland, our center up there, I think will do well under whatever budget comes out, because what they do in Cleveland is needed by NASA and needed by the country. And Sherrod's going to be on top of that one, and Ted Strickland will be too, weighing in with the governor's office.
Thank you.